y'all, welcome back to Quana's Corner. So I wanted to talk to y'all about, look at my notes falling. Let me put that back. Yes, I have notes, y'all. But we talked about this previously during my pregnancy, before my pregnancy. Finally getting my fibroids removed. Yay! Right? Okay, cool. But since I feel like it's not talked about a lot, I definitely wanted to take y'all along on this journey. So we'll start with this. I am having them removed. You're going to see this on a Thursday. So the Tuesday coming, I'm going to have them removed. And it's not laparoscopically. Laparoscopically meaning they use the robotic hands. You have a few insertions on your belly and they remove it that way. Unfortunately, I have to have what's known as an open myomectomy, which is like a C-section. They cut you open like by a bikini area, so it's this way. And what they do is it's kind of similar to a C-section without the removal of a baby. So they open you up and they start the procedure because the fibroids are either on or in the uterus, depending on where they are. I forget where mine are located. The last recent test results I looked at, it didn't exactly tell me where they were, like if they were in the lining, if they were on, I know one is on the surface, but I don't remember if they're like in the lining of the uterus. I know they're not going in like to the like canal, like the birth, like they're not pointed that way. I do know that there is one that was like, it had grown so large that I couldn't deliver vaginally if I wanted to. I do remember that. So they're going to do that and they'll remove the fibroids. Now, until about 5 minutes ago, I thought I only had 4 fibroids. Reading is very fundamental. Apparently, I have a uterus full of fibroids. I know. Yeah. But the 4 largest ones are the ones they took note of, okay? So I'm actually going to share with you guys that I took my notes, okay? So I had an ultrasound done in November of 2020, okay? So that was right when she wanted to do my procedure the first time, but then they found out that my hemoglobin was too low. Sometimes as a result of you having fibroids, you become extremely anemic and you'll either need a blood transfusion if you're really anemic, or you may need iron infusion. So when you guys check out my Instagram, you'll see how I went for iron infusion and what that was like. I mean, you just sit there for 30 minutes. It's really not that bad. But yeah, those are some of the effects that happen from you having fibroids. So she delayed the procedure because my iron was too low, and she was just like, I don't want to play with your life like that. Love my doctor for that. Love her, love her, love her. So I didn't get the procedure done, and then voila, I got pregnant. So so yeah, so mind you, uterus with all these fibroids and baby, and thank you to the heavens above, I was able to successfully have baby boy. But from November of 2020 to when I just had the most recent ultrasound, which was in November of last year. So this is after having him. I'm going to tell you guys what things measured. So I'm going to insert this video. See video right here. So that's what my belly looks like currently. Like, I look like I'm still pregnant, and that's just because of the fibroids. And because of the fibroids, usually after you give birth, your uterus can shrink down. It shrinks back down, literally to the size of a mango, I heard. But because of the fibroids, it's pretty much like having a balloon and you have golf balls inside of the balloon, and you want the balloon, after it's blown up big, you want it to shrink back down, but because of the golf balls inside, it can't shrink back down, right? Okay, so that's pretty much what my uterus is like right now. after delivering baby Miles, it could not shrink back down. So I'm left with my uterus huge, okay? I'm going to give you some measurements. Now, all these measurements are in centimeters, so I don't really know. I don't know about fruit sizes. I don't know about any of that. It's been a long time. So when they measure my uterus, I'm reading my notes, so that's why I'm not. When they measured my uterus back in 2020, it was 16.4 by 16.8 by 8.7. When they measured it last year after baby Miles, it was 17.2 by 13 by 9.2. Okay, so you got, in some direction it shrunk, some direction a little bigger. That's what it was. So from that ultrasound, they saw 4 large fibroids. That's not to say I don't have smaller ones, but they saw 4 large ones. So I'm going to tell you about the 4 large ones they saw. Okay, the first one is 4.4 by 4.4 by 2.9. It was 4.5 by 3.7 by 4.3. Now that one is at the back of my uterus on the right hand side. Okay, which, if you ask me about things, if I lay on my side, it's not uncomfortable, but before I got pregnant, I would lay down and I could feel that. I'm sure that wasn't the one I felt. I'm gonna tell you about the ones I felt, but I could feel one of them. I think I know which one it was that I felt. But that one is at the back of the uterus, right hand side. Fibroid number 2, it is currently, well, that was November. I wonder what it is currently. Oh, yikes. Okay, it was 9.9 by 6.6 by 6.7. Okay, that's what it was in November. Last year, well, I keep saying last year. Back in 2020, it measured 8 by 7 by 6.9. That one is on the left side. Now, I will admit, when I sleep, which is, I predominantly sleep on my left side, it's very hard for me sometimes to like get out the bed. I feel a lot of discomfort. Yeah, it's not really comfortable. It's not your regular, like, you get out the bed. It's like, I'll be like, oh, my side hurt. That's that fibroid. That's that fibroid that's on the side. Fibroid number 3, 7.8 by 7.9 by 7.3. Okay, it was 7.2 by 7.3 by 6.9. So that one definitely did grow some in size. That one is partially on the surface of my uterus, which is probably the one that I felt. I used to be able to lay on my back, and I could rub between like my belly, like, you know, like where your belly starts to come down to like your pelvic area. Like, I used to be able to feel something there. It was literally like a bump. If I lay down now, you probably couldn't see it because my uterus is so enlarged, you literally couldn't see it right now. But that one is like partially on the surface of my uterus. And then the last fibroid, well, the last of the big fibroids, it's 6.9 by 7.5 by 6.5. Back in 2020, it was 7.9 by 7 by 7.1. So that one did shrink a little in some places and it got bigger in some places. But yeah. So if I had to guesstimate, I want to say right now, they probably grew some. They might have grown some. I don't really know. To me, I feel like my stomach went down a little bit. And I mean a little bit, like, I noticed, because I see it every day. If you saw it, you wouldn't, you wouldn't know. But I think it went down a little bit. I'll come back to that though. These fibroids are pretty big. They're pretty big. So if I had to guesstimate like what they might look like now, I would say maybe the largest. The largest is probably like 10 centimeters. Not even sure how big 10 centimeters is, but head on over to Google and, put it down in the comments for me. The largest being 10 centimeters. And I want to say the smallest may be about 5. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. So from 5 to 10, that's how big the biggest ones are. And then I more than likely have some small ones involved in there too. So yeah, I will be getting these babies removed. I will also be getting my tubes burnt off. There are no more kids. No more. That is it. Baby Miles was the last of the Mohegans, okay? I have contributed to society. I am done. D-O-N-E. Done, okay? All right, cool. I'm excited for that as well. I did initially ask my doctor for a partial hysterectomy. Yeah, I did. Because when you have a myomectomy, there's a chance that the fibroids could come back. And I was just like, I don't want to deal with that. No. And I'm done with kids. Let's nip this in the bud. And we were on a video call, and she looked at me like, I was like, no, because I don't. She was just like, literally, that, like, her face looked so stunned. She was just like, I was like, okay, fine. I was like, well, can you just tie my tubes in? She was like, I could do that. Now that I could do while I'm in there. I was like, okay. I said, because I don't want any more kids. So they'll be doing that. And they don't actually tie your tubes anymore. They burn them off. That was new to me. I had no idea. I didn't know. Did you know that? Because I didn't know that. So they burn them off. So I'll be getting that done, as well as the fibroids removed. I did touch base with her because I still do exclusively breastfeed Miles besides the solids that he gets. I did ask her, how would that work with me breastfeeding him? And she said that, she would talk to the doctors and see about letting him up to feed or to get me a pump so that I could pump and, someone can pick up the milk, they'll store it, someone can pick it up. And then I was like, well, what about pumping and dumping? So I have to pump and dump. She said, let her speak to the anesthesiologist and then she would get back to me. That conversation happened and she called me literally maybe 10 minutes later. And the anesthesiologist told her, when I wake up, I would just have to dump the first pump after I wake up. And then after that, I'll be okay. I spoke to my lactation specialist. She gave me a website to look up, and she said as long as you're not under more than 4 hours, if your breasts don't feel achy, they don't feel engorged, you do not have to pump. You'll be just fine. You do not have to pump. I was like, oh, okay. She's like, just before you go in, try to pump to relieve yourself so you don't wake up engorged. So what I'm gonna do is I'm either gonna feed Miles prior to going in, and if it comes in within that 2 to 3 hour time frame of him needing to eat again, I'm gonna make sure that we have the pump so that I can pump before I go in, and then we'll see how my boobs feel when I come out. Right now, I need to go pump. I need to go pump now. So I intentionally did not want this to be a long podcast. I didn't want it to be long because we're just getting straight to the point. The video footage, if you're listening to this, you'll definitely have to hop on YouTube to take a look at it, to see the video footage of what my belly actually looks like, because I will not be sharing that on Instagram. Yeah. The recovery, same like a C-section, 6 to 8 weeks. So I'll be down and out, no really strenuous activity. I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard it's more painful than a C-section. I've heard it's not that bad. I've heard that you can get up and leave the hospital like the next day. I've heard so many different things. So I will definitely, I'm going to try to take you guys with me to get this procedure done. Bearded Bay is probably going to be like, this girl on her camera. Oh, yo. He's not the camera type. He's really not. But for me, he'll be like, all right, cool. I'll, document this journey for you because it's definitely something that I would love to share with you guys. So yeah, 6 to 8 weeks, I'll be down. I am actually going back to work. However, I'm gonna be working from home. So I told them give me 2 weeks. Give me 2 weeks. Let me see how I feel. If I feel like I'm okay to hop back on and work from home, I'll work from home until my 8 weeks or 6 weeks are up. Or I'll wait the extra week so I could really be, okay, I'm 3 weeks post-op, and then I'll work from home. So we're still testing out to see, but that's just that. And am I nervous? Hell yeah. I'm nervous, but like I said, I'm not that afraid, because it's literally like I'm gonna go to sleep and wake up. I do have to go to the hospital prior to the surgery, like a pre-op screening, and I want to see what my iron levels look like, because I've been taking an iron supplement that I heard was really good from the UK, and while it tastes like orange marmalade, I feel like it's been working. I haven't been as sleepy, as sluggish, none of that. I mean, I am sleepy, but that's because I get like 5 hours of sleep a night, because I have an infant. I have an infant. While he sleeps through the night, you know, coming from work, we'll say that for a whole other video. His 6-month video was coming out, so we'll talk more about that in that video, but that's just that. So if you have any questions about fibroids, you also have fibroids, please share your story below. Let me know, what have you been going through? Did you get a myomectomy? How did that go? How did you feel after? Or did you get like the laparoscopic one done? How did you feel? What was your recovery like? Like, be real honest with me. Like, keep it a stack, okay? Don't lie to me. Like, I need to know. Anything that I need to take with me to the hospital besides the pump, anything that I should have at home when I get back. Like, these are things I need to know. So please drop it in the comments for me, because I need all the help that I can get. Anyway, until next time, it was a pleasure, and I will try to get up the video of me with the surgery. Oh, I definitely will ask my doctor for pictures. You ready for that? I'm not ready. I want to know how many there are. I'm curious. I know. But anyway, until we meet again, I'm not sure when that will be, because I'm going to recover, and I'm not really trying to, let me make a video for y'all. Like, I love y'all, but mama got to recover, okay? Anyway, bye.